Hey, welcome back to Code Stories. My name is Nathaniel. I'm a junior iOS developer from Berlin, Germany. On this channel, I talk about topics related to tech, for example, career in tech, soft skills, mentorship, and many more. This episode is a very special one because I'm going to be having my very first guest on the show. The name of my guest is Ji Young. She's a front-end developer, and just like me, Ji Young didn't get into software development the traditional way, and that is one of the reasons I'm very excited to have her on the show. All right, let's get started. Hey,
You don't?
Jiyoung,
Okay.
welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi,
Thanks
hi.
for having me.
Yeah, sure. You're welcome. How are you doing?
Good, good,
Good,
good.
good. You loving the weather? Yeah.
It's raining outside, by the way.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, you from South Korea, right?
Yeah. South Korea, Seoul.
Nice.
Yep.
I also thought it was pronounced Seoul, but it's Seoul.
Seoul, yes.
Okay.
Seoul, yeah. And then I've been here in Berlin for 3 months now.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
3 months. And so, for those of you who don't know, Jeong and I we're in the same team. So we work for the same company, and we're not in the same sub team. So we have multiple sub team. We have the front end, we have back end, product owners, Scrum
Scrum
masters,
master.
mobile apps, and you are in the
Front end team.
front end team, yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm in the mobile app.
Yeah.
And she's in the front end team, and yes. So the nice thing, I think, the most exciting part is that you didn't got into tech the traditional way, right?
Yeah, that's
Alright.
true. I sometimes say I'm self-taught, but obviously I am not self-taught because there were people that try to teach me. I learned from books and online courses, from friends. Yeah,
Cool.
so not from school, but from somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay. So when did your journey as a self-taught developer? When did that begin? Which year and how long?
So if we start from the Hello World,
Yeah.
it was 2016 March that I learned Ruby on Rails
Okay.
from a student club where computer science major students teaches other non-major students. And there I learned a little bit of Ruby on Rails, a little bit of HTML, CSS, jQuery. And back then I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't really have any computer science basics. I was just, I don't know, copy and pasting the code.
Stack Overflow was your best
yeah,
friend, right?
exactly. Googling everything and just, not knowing anything. And then I joined another student club at the end of the year where I learned Python and Django and a little bit of computer science basics. It was 3 months program where a tutor gives you a lecture for 1 or 2 hours. And then we just had to create a website with Python and Django.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So Python, so Django is like the back end part.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
I also heard of Flask.
Yeah, Django is like Flask.
Flask.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, backend for Python,
Okay.
backend
Cool.
framework. Yeah,
Mm.
and then I was asked by a friend of mine to make his website,
Okay.
and he said it's just a simple thing: HTML, CSS, jQuery. That was my very first paid project.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the same friend introduced me to my first company as a developer, and my job was the position was a UI developer, and my job was to build the UI layer with React and GraphQL and TypeScript,
Okay.
and yeah,
Oh,
the
cool.
journey starts from there.
And so, how was the time span from learning to code from scratch and getting the first job? How was that?
Yeah,
How
so
long?
1.5 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, from
Same
Hello
like
World
me. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get a job. Yeah.
Same like me too. So I started like in 2017, and then in the middle of 2019, kind of got my first job. Yeah.
Mhm. It
Yeah.
was, yeah. I was on and off coding. Like I was coding for a few months and then not coding for a few months.
Mm.
But then, mm, yeah, I
Mm.
really liked it. I wanted to pursue.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So are you are there still topics you still like struggling with, or is it like everything is like just makes sense to you and you just like acing everything?
Obviously not. Yeah, everything. New problems every
Mm.
day. But when it comes to CS, like concepts, basic concepts like
Computer science
algorithm,
concepts, yeah.
computer science concepts,
Mm.
algorithm, networks.
Mm.
I just, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Well, when it comes to front end, I would say I'm pretty comfortable and confident.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those topics it's my weak point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good to know that even someone who has been like how long, for 2016, who has been like coding for a while, still have things they struggle with. Something that's very real, and people out there who are learning to code think, "Hey, I have to learn everything, I have to know everything, except I know 100 different frameworks, I can never get a job." And yeah, so
Yeah, totally not. I think what's really attractive of software development is that there are so many levels and so many shades, so
Exactly,
many fields.
yeah,
Um,
so layers, like so many layers,
exactly.
like,
Yeah. So one shouldn't know like everything, and
Yeah.
it's impossible.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. And so how come you started working in Germany? I mean, were you looking for a job when you were in Korea? Were you looking for a job specific here in Berlin, or how did that go?
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting question because I was actually specifically looking for jobs in Berlin
Oh, okay.
because 2 years ago I was in this conference called JSConf EU, and it was just fascinating to me how diverse the people are and how fun and exciting the conference can be. And the community there was really I was really impressed about how robust the community is, the tech community is in Berlin. So I said to myself, I need to, if I had to work abroad, it has to be in Berlin.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started looking for it. I started applying, and then I got answers from a few companies, and I chose to join my current company.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm so happy to have you on the show, because many people out there might be looking into my content and like they hear my story, me talking about how I became a software developer, teaching myself how to code, and they might be thinking, okay, cool for you, but in my country that doesn't work. In my location, in my area, self-taught development doesn't work. And you as a female from South Korea, and you taught yourself how to code, and now you have a job and you are in Berlin working together with a really nice team, and this is just like proof that yes, it is possible for you for people who might be interested in tech or in software development. And if you put some time into it and be consistent, you can actually, it is possible for you to reach that goal.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy looking back. I was just not knowing anything from not knowing anything to getting a job in development. I think I was like jumping from one language to another, and I think I was just doing something that's available to me at the point of the journey. I joined the student club. I joined the community for women in tech, and that really encouraged me to pursue career in tech.
To persevere and to like just keep focused, right?
Yeah.
So you need like the right people around you, like to inspire you.
Yeah,
And,
totally.
it's very important because it can be a very, very lonely profession, right? When you're just in your room looking into this code editor and trying to figure out how things work, and it's very daunting. Like you have those moments where you're just like, man, this is just way too hard for me. I'm not smart enough. I don't know enough to get into this industry. And that's why I always encourage people to find a community, people who are in tech, go to meetups, go to events, and just try to find people who has the same mindset when it comes to tech. And stick around with this kind of people.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the great thing about tech community is that they are so eager to share their knowledge, and they love sharing, and just like you want to give back to the community.
Exactly.
And there are so many people like who want to give back to the community, share their knowledge. And I think that's really great.
Nice.
And that's I think that's why I stayed in tech.
So now that you're in Berlin, how is like life in Berlin for you? I mean, is it like culturally is like a shock or like
culture shock?
Especially when it comes tech related, like is it? For example, we have like a lot of different faces in the company.
Yeah, true.
In South Korea, I think it's like the opposite, right?
Yes. So I lived my whole life in Korea before I came to Berlin. And actually today when we were doing the review, and the whole team got together in one room, and at one point it felt so surreal. I was overwhelmed even by looking at all the different faces and all different accents, and just thinking about they're from all different places in the world. And I was like, wow, like, is it real? And I was really
also in one of my videos I also share how like multicultural the team is. Like every second person you're speaking to comes from a completely different place.
Exactly.
And everybody have different accent. So it's really cool.
I watched your video about talking about that. I totally agree.
And so when you were learning, which kind of resources were you like using to improve your skills? Were you like more into books or online courses, or like some like YouTube or Udemy and something like that?
I think it was a mixture of those, everything that you mentioned. But I really like learning in groups. For example, if I want to finish reading a book, I would ask 4 or 5 friends to read a book together, and let's say let's read a chapter per week, and then we share what we learned and learn from each other, and feel a little bit of peer pressure. That really worked for me. And then also I think I learned a lot by just making something. It's small things as a toy project, because you can experience from like setting up the project to releasing it is it's a lot of learning experience.
That's for sure.
And it's kind of, I don't know, it might depend on person, but it's kind of boring to just read a book when you create something that you actually need, or when you write your code and something works, it gives you excitement.
Yeah. So for me, it was more like also like you, a mixture of like just different resources.
Mm.
So sometimes I read books, I watch tutorials, and it depends on what kind of person you are
Yeah.
when it comes to learning new things. And I know a guy who just books. He's like
Mhm.
software development books, only books, and yeah. So only few people do
Yeah.
do that.
I
And
know a few people too. Yeah.
yeah,
Only read books.
yeah, cool. Yes. Okay. So let's say, for example, you get married and you get kids. Would you recommend software development to your
Mhm.
kids?
Okay, let's say if I get married in the far future,
Yeah.
yeah, um I don't know. I can only say about myself,
Mm.
and I really, really, really love what I do, my job, the community. If my kids want to pursue in tech, I would definitely
Yeah.
encourage
Yeah, cool.
to do so. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about a hot topic: women in tech.
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes. So how is it? How is the state of women in tech in Korea? Is it like everybody's treated same, or is it men has more opportunities, more open doors than women?
I would say there are more and more women in tech, but still, Korea has the biggest gender pay gap in OECD countries, and so in general, it's mostly men at when I go to meetups, conferences, even at work. But good thing is that there are a lot of communities who support women in tech, where I actually owe a lot about my career and everything. There are women in tech, Jungle Girls,
Jungle
Girls
Girls.
Who Code. Yeah, Jungle
Cool.
Girls is actually where I learned the most from. So they do a 2-day workshop every year, teaching women who have no background
Okay.
in programming, so they could learn from the scratch to building their own blog in Django.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And is tech in Korea, is it big? Like software development? Is it like something kids and like young people in school looking forward to do, or is it like everybody want to become a K-pop singer?
Yeah, not everybody wants to be a K-pop singer. Yeah, I would say software development or programming in general is very big. I would say it's even a bit hyped in Korea.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, there are so many boot camps, online courses. Even there is this government-run programs. You can learn for free. And even like little kids in elementary school, they learn programming at
Wow.
an early age. Yeah, it's definitely hyped.
Okay, so you have a lot of competition.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, there are a lot of competitions.
Demands also, like
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
demands too. Okay.
Yeah. In job market, there are a lot of competitions, but also there are a lot of demands. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, we've actually almost reached the 20 minutes mark, and so do you have anything to say to the audience? Just say maybe to wrap it up a bit. Yeah, sure, you can look into your notes.
Okay. If I have anything special that I want to share, Um, um, nothing special. Sorry.
Okay, I was expecting for something like really cool. now,
Really
because-
cool.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you very much for being in the show, and I really appreciate your time. And
Thanks for
yes,
having me.
I hope people out there, wherever you are, you can see that yes, with a lot of effort, hard work, working hard, working smart, it is possible to reach that place you want to go. I'm not saying it's always going to work, but at least there are people who were able to stick to the plan, and at the end they got a job. And I hope you enjoyed the show, and thanks for listening. Thank you very much, Jiyoung.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye bye.
welcome. Okay, bye.
Bye.
So that was my first podcast on this channel. If you like it, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing, followed by hitting the bell button so that you don't miss out on future videos. If you have any recommendations, concerns, ideas, or tech-related topics you'd like me to talk about on this channel, on the description section below, you have all the information you need to get in touch with me. Thanks for listening. God bless.